Usually phones from one generation to another get only a few small upgrades, but not this one. This Projector phone from the famous Tank series got the best upgrade I've seen in recent years in a single iteration. The Tank 4 Pro, compared to the Tank 3 Pro, is lighter, has an OLED display instead of a LCD, got a resolution bump for the projector, and now also has laser autofocus instead of the manual, plus a better camera. It also kept all the good stuff like the bright camping light on the back and the light vision camera, and you get all these upgrades with only a $50 price increase from 600 to 650 US dollars. And more, this is Tecmo, and today I'm going to compare the Tank 4 Pro to the Tank 3 Pro. As a disclaimer, 8849, the company behind the Tank series, sent me this review device. The first noticeable difference when I unbox the phone is that the Tank 4 Pro is much lighter. It only weighs around 530 grams, while the Tank 3 Pro is around 700 grams. It is also thinner and slightly shorter than the Tank 3 Pro. Even though half a kilogram is still considered heavy and is almost double that of conventional flagship phone with a case on, it is much more manageable to hold. The main reason for the smaller size is the smaller battery on the Tank 4 Pro. The battery capacity is 11,600 mAh instead of 23,800 mAh. But that doesn't mean the battery life is going to be halved, since the Tank 4 Pro is using an OLED display which is much more power efficient than the LCD panel on the Tank 3 Pro. We'll test the battery life later. Also, since the panel on the Tank 4 Pro is OLED, you get better image quality. The content will be more contrasty, the blacks deeper, and overall, you'll simply enjoy using the phone more. The display also got a big resolution bump and is now 4040 by 3200 instead of 1080 by 2460. The display of Tank 3 Pro is 6.7 inches. You have some large bezels, but that's normal for rugged phones. On top, you get the new projector with increased resolution, plus the laser autofocus sensor and a small venting fan. On the right side, you get another vent, plus the power button that also works as a fingerprint scanner. On the left side, you get the volume rockers and a SIM card tray. You also get two function keys. On the bottom of the device, you get the sealed USB-C charging port. On the back, you get the camping lights, the night vision camera, the main Samsung camera with a large sensor, and a telephoto one. The display of the Tank 3 Pro is LCD and 6.79 inches. The projector is on top, but there is no laser autofocus. On the right side, there is a power button that also works as a fingerprint scanner. On the left side, you get the manual focus ring for the projector, the SIM card tray, the volume rockers, and two function keys. The sealed USB-C charging port is on the bottom of the device, and on the back you get the camping light, the night vision camera, a main camera, and an ultra-wide camera instead of the telephoto camera that you get on the Tank 4 Pro. Both phones have a projector that is 100 lumens. The Tank 4 Pro is 2070 by 720, while the Tank 3 Pro is 854 by 480. Also, the Tank 4 Pro has autofocus, while with the Tank 3 Pro, you have to manually focus. The autofocus is a game changer because you can simply point your phone at any surface and it automatically adjusts the focus. Based on my test, in the week I had the phone, it works fairly well. In contrast with the Tank 3 Pro, you have to manually focus whenever you change the distance between the surface and the projector, which is a bit painful. Here you can also look at the quality of the image from both projectors side by side. The higher resolution of Tank 4 Pro makes a difference, and I would say 720p is probably the minimum you want to go for when it comes to projector resolution. The colors between them are also slightly different, with the Tank 3 Pro producing more of a magenta tone in the footage. Both of them also kick on the fan after a bit of running the projector to prevent overheating, and you'll hear a humming noise from it. When it comes to the camera, the Tank 4 Pro has an upgraded Samsung main lens that is the same size as those of typical flagship phones like the Galaxy S25 Ultra and iPhone 16 Pro Max, while the Tank 3 Pro has another sensor. Looking at this picture with the main lens, the Tank 4 Pro was able to expose my face better, retain highlights in the background, and deliver better HDR processing. The Tank 4 Pro Pictures are also generally a bit more vibrant, as you can see in this image. The sky and colors pop more compared to the Tank 3 Pro. The Tank 3 Pro has an ultra-wide lens that the Tank 4 Pro lacks, so you can get and fit more into the frame and take ultra-wide shots with it. Instead of the ultra-wide lens, the Tank 4 Pro went for a dedicated telephoto lens. That means when you zoom into the subject, for example 4 times, you get more detailed photo with the Tank 4 Pro, with better colors and dynamic range, since the Tank 3 Pro simply crops the picture from the main sensor. For the selfie camera, the processing and image results are also different. The Tank 4 Pro's colors are more accurate. My shirt is light blue, not purple, as it appears on the Tank 3 Pro. For video, they are more or less similar except for the colors. Again, the Tank 4 Pro makes them more vibrant. Neither of them has optical image stabilization, which is typical in rugged phones, since if you drop your phone, the stabilization hardware is often the first thing to break. Both phones have an infrared night vision camera that works using 4 LEDs on the back. Both night vision cameras can take video and photo. The photos are 64 megapixel with a 15-meter advertised range, and based on my test, the range is fairly accurate. In terms of performance for day-to-day use, I do find the Tank 4 Pro smoother than the Tank 3 Pro. I'm not sure why that is. It could be due to the newer, better processor or the effect of the OLED display. The Tank 3 Pro is using the Dimensity 8200, while the Tank 4 Pro is using the Dimensity 8300. I ran Geekbench to see the performance difference between the phones, and the Tank 3 Pro got 4069 in multi-core, while the Tank 4 Pro got 4314. This score is on par with other mid-range phones coming in 2025. As I mentioned, the Tank 4 Pro has almost half the battery capacity of the Tank 3 Pro, but since it has an OLED display, in real life it is much more efficient. In the battery test I did, 8 hours and 27 minutes of screen on time over the course of 2 days, which included YouTube, camera, benchmarks, and using the projector for 1 hour, the Tank 4 Pro ended with 44% battery left, while the Tank 3 Pro ended with 53% left. It highly depends on what exactly you do with the phone, but if you use it as a normal daily driver, I can confidently say the Tank 4 Pro will last as long as the Tank 3 Pro. However, if you use the projector and the camping lights more often, you'll get longer battery life from the Tank 3 Pro. Talking about battery and charging, both come with a 120 watt fast charger in the box and support fast charging. But the Tank 4 Pro takes significantly less time to charge to 100% due to having half the battery capacity of the Tank 3 Pro. Neither of them supports wireless charging. They are also built very rugged with good rubber protection and are IP68 and IP69 rated. Both phones also have a camping light on the back that gets pretty bright. You have many options in the app: quarter brightness, half brightness, and full brightness. You also have other modes like blue and red or SOS for giving warnings. Both of them come with a vanilla version of Android 14 with a few nice apps and tools, but I didn't find any bloatware on them. I contacted 8849, the company behind the Tank Pro series, and they told me both phones are getting Android 15 soon. The Tank 4 Pro in August, and they'll communicate the timeline for the Tank 3 Pro later. So overall, is it worth upgrading from the Tank 3 Pro to Tank 4 Pro? I would say absolutely yes. The autofocus projector alone makes the phone much more useful for me. On top of that, the new OLED panel improves the experience, and since the phone is much lighter, it can actually be used as a normal day-to-day phone, unlike the Tank 3 Pro, which was rather heavy and difficult to carry around. That said, you may still prefer the larger battery on the Tank 3 Pro if you mainly plan to use the phone as a camping light or projector. If you enjoyed this video, you can watch the review of another crazy projector phone next. Thanks for tuning into Techno, and I will see you in the next one.